I have been the worst vlogger in the world. I have been in New Zealand for 2 months and I have done no vlogging. I've actually travelled most of the country and done none. At the moment I am in Queenstown. I'm in a juicy snooze, which is by far the best hostel I've been in so far, but also not the cheapest. But it is a little difficult to get into this bunk because I'm in the top bunk and the stairs are very steep and not easy to get in and out of. But that's really the only issue I have. I mean, the floor space is a little bit small as well, but other than that, it's pretty decent. And you basically get these cool little pods. So there's the pod across the way from me, and then obviously down there we have a pod as well. And each pod comes with like your own blind, so you get a bit of privacy. You also get your own lights, a little headboard, a mirror, and then you can also have a fan down there, and you've got plugs there as well. So yeah, it's a pretty decent hostel. And plus Lucy's is upstairs, which is a really nice restaurant slash bar thing, and they always have really cool deals on, especially if you are staying in the hostels, so ideal. But yeah, so I've pretty much just been in Queenstown for the last 2 weeks. I think in total I'll have been here for 3 weeks when I leave on Saturday. And I haven't 100% decided what I'm going to do yet because I'm waiting to hear about a job in Dunedin. So I will either be heading up back onto the Kiwi Experience bus to Christchurch, or I will be heading south and going to Dunedin and trying to find somewhere to live in Dunedin. So I basically need to figure out this job situation and then I will have a plan. I arrived in New Zealand on the 18th of February. Then I had an induction week where I went to the Bay of Islands. Story time. I was in Hong Kong as like my layover and I was there for about 3 days. I managed to contract a chest infection, and it was a very nasty chest infection to a point of where I was actually a little bit scared and I was gonna have to go to the hospital. But I didn't, it was fine, and my first day in New Zealand consisted of me going to a GP and spending 50 quid on a GP appointment to get me some antibiotics because otherwise I was gonna die. So yeah, that was a great start to the trip, and then from that point on I came back to Auckland and jumped on the Kiwi Experience bus and yeah, travelled down through the North Island. And then I've ended up on the South Island, which is always where I wanted to kind of end up because snow. So, but I have written a blog post all about it, which is on my blog. So if you want to find out like details and stuff, it's all on there and there's pictures. I've been to Hotwater Beach, I've been to Wellington, I've been to Taupo or Taupo, I don't think I'm saying it right, Rotorua. I've been to, where else have I been? Abel Tasman, which was amazing. Wanaka, which I really like. I'd like to go back there and spend a bit more time there. And yeah, and now I'm in Queenstown and it's getting very, very busy. It's very touristy and the winter season is well and truly underway. So it's a little bit hectic. And I wanted to find a job here, but unfortunately, it is proving very difficult because I don't have enough hospitality experience, and that is what most of the jobs are. So I've had to get a marketing job or attempt to get a marketing job in Dunedin, so I'm having to do that. Plus, rent here is extortionate. It's on average about $250 a week, and that's not including any of your bills, which is crazy. That's like London rental prices if you convert it into UK pounds. So, and yeah, pretty much it. I'm gonna give you guys a tour of Queenstown before I leave because I feel like I owe it to you to show you a bit more of the actual town because it is really beautiful and I've really enjoyed just being here and chilling out and seeing the mountains and the lake. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And also, if you follow me on Instagram, which I would hope you do, you'll notice that I've kind of started to integrate a little bit more personal stuff. So I've been talking about my religion and spirituality a little bit more, which I know the idea of religion will probably freak people out, but hear me out. I am Wiccan, so it is interesting stuff, I hope. But yeah, so I've been talking a bit more about Wicca and witchcraft and stuff over on my Instagram. So yeah, these past, I would say, 2 weeks have been a bit of a struggle. My mental health hasn't been very good because of the stress of like trying to find a job and somewhere to live and stuff, and it's all got a bit on top of me. So this is the first kind of point where I felt like I had the physical, emotional strength to do anything. But yeah, I was suffering with homesickness really badly and it was just a bit crap. So I started journaling again, which is fun, which I don't actually know what I've done with it, but it's somewhere. And I also created a new Book of Shadows. So if you don't know what Book of Shadows is, I'm gonna grab it. So basically, Wiccans and witches, they don't have to do this, but the majority of us do. We have a Book of Shadows, and it is basically a collection of information about Wicca and about our practices and what we learn and stuff. And I can't actually undo this with one hand, so I'm gonna have to put you down for one. That's cool. Okay, I got it open. So this is my new Book of Shadows. I had one at home that was literally just like a normal notepad, but I went out and I got a fancy one. So this is actually leather and it has a horse on the front. It's handmade by some people in India or whatever. I can't remember what she said. But it's all embossed. It's really nice. It has this string to keep it closed. And then the pages are all like handmade paper as well. So this is a sneaky peek of what is in here. So I just have the general Wiccan rule, which is harm none, do what you will. So basically, as long as you don't hurt anybody else, you do you, girl. And then, yeah, here is what I have in here about the Wheel of the Year, about moon phases, because they're kind of the main things that I focus on in my practice. And then this is all information about the different Sabbats of the year. And this is pretty much where I've got up to. I have a whole list of things that I want to put in here, but so far, this is it that I've done. And the paper's really thin, like tissue paper, so I've been using a biro on it, and I really want a gel pen, but I can't find anywhere in Queenstown that sells gel pens, which is very annoying. But yeah, so I have to be quite careful when I'm like doing these drawings and doodles and stuff, because the paper is so thin and so delicate that if I press too hard, it'll just rip straight through it. So yeah, I've been filling that in, and then yeah, other than that, not much has happened, I don't think. I do kind of wish that I'd vlogged more of the actual travelling, but I was kind of just enjoying doing it rather than filming it. And even blogging stuff I haven't really done much of. I feel like I'm like this, but there's no other way of me positioning you. Yeah, so there's a lot more on my blog picture-wise and stuff like that, so I'll put the link to that blog post down below if you want to check that out. But yeah, I feel like I've rambled enough now. We will head off on a tour of Queenstown. Seems like the right thing to do.